I'm going to show you today is how to sow mint. Now, normally when we buy mint, we'll buy a plant or somebody will give you a little root bit or a section that they have. Now, mint will just grow. It's very invasive, which means that if you want to just confine it to a tiny little corner of the garden, unless of course you restrict it into a pot, it will just take over, because the roots go down underneath the ground and then they will come back up again. It's absolutely beautiful, it's lovely, but if you need to keep it confined, and you have to keep it confined, then growing it in pots or a bucket or some structure that it can't escape from is the only way. I grow mine in terracotta pots and they seem very, very happy in there. Now, mint is a perennial, which basically means it comes back every year. It will die away, all the leaves will go over the winter, and you'll look at it and you'll go, oh no, I've killed it, it's dead. It's not, it just goes to sleep, and then when the warmth comes in the spring, then it comes up again, and once it's started to grow, it grows very, very quickly. It's very easy to harvest, you just nip off what you need. Now, there are so many different varieties of mint out there. The seeds that I have here are garden mint, but you can get spearmint, chocolate mint, ginger mint. Oh, the list is endless. I will put a link in here so that you know where to get a load of the mints from, but there are so many to choose from, and they do all smell different and they're just fabulous. So if you're having, you know, a nice drink in the garden, you know, a G&T, or what's the other one? Can't remember what the other one is. Then, you know, have it in there. It's not just for drinks, it's great in Moroccan food as well, is mint. So the seeds are tiny, so they are in here somewhere. They are in here somewhere. I can feel them there. Apparently there's 1,250. I'm not going to sow them all. I'm just going to sow a few today. Whatever variety of mint, if you've got seeds, just sow in exactly the same way. If somebody that you know has some mint, instead of sowing seeds, then just take a little cutting and then just stick it in some compost and it will root. They are amazing. So anyway, let me show you how I'm going to sow my garden mint. So here I've got one of my big tray sort of set out into sections. So I'm just going to sow the mint in one of these. So I've just put multi-purpose compost in all of them because I will fill them up with other seeds, and just gently pat it down so that it's nice and level. So I'm going to, oh, these seeds are tiny. I'm going to sow some of these seeds. I'm not going to sow all of them because I don't want to be overrun with mint. Now, I'm hoping that you can see them there. They're the mint seeds. They are tiny. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to sprinkle them on top of the compost like this. I've never sown mint from seed before. I've always just bought the plants. But I thought, as I was given some, I would give it a go. So they are on the compost there somewhere. Honestly, I promise you they are. And then all I'm going to do, because the seeds are so tiny, is just to cover them just with a little bit more compost. Just a very, very small amount of compost there. Let's just level it off a little bit. And I've got some other things to sow in some other ones, other of these sections. And then once I've done what I want today, then I will give it a water, because I don't want to overwater this. I don't want to water this one and then put some seeds in this one and then I'll end up overwatering that, and that won't be good. So I will give this a good, I'll make sure I label it very well, and once I've finished filling up what I want today, then I will water everything I've done. Well, that's my mint done. As I say, there are so many different varieties of mints out there. Go and have a look and just see which ones you fancy. If you just want to stick with the garden mint, then that's absolutely fine. But as I say, there are loads out there. Moroccan is really, really nice. It's a lovely mint. And I do like the smell of the chocolate mint. That smells very nice. There's peppermint and oh God, so much variegated. They just look so pretty. But do, if you are restricted on space, make sure that you grow them in containers, otherwise they will just take over. Well, whether you are sowing mint seeds or whether somebody gives you a little cutting or whether you go and buy the mint plants yourself, you really won't be disappointed. They look after themselves. Once they're in the ground, just give them a good water and then they're quite happy, and then they'll look after themselves. Well, I hope you found that interesting and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye.